Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where today we are going to be talking about the weird numbers, the weird history of the numbering on Formula 1 cars. So let's jump right into it. So, so what are the numberings on Formula 1 cars? So I guess you could say Lewis Hamilton's infamous 44 in 2014 to 2015, Sebastian Vettel's number 1, and many more numbers, and I'll show them a couple of them on screen now. So I was just watching a few like Formula One videos because no Formula One these days, and I noticed this very weird numbers, like so many weird numbers just around the cars. I'm like, hey, what's the history of this? So in 1950, when Formula One first came out, the numberings on for the cars were not consistent whatsoever. Like they were organized by the organizers, and they just give out as the race began. So like it's when you and your mates went karting, and they just give you a number, a random number, and you had to go karting. It's just like that. And a couple of just sometime maybe a couple of hours or minutes before the race began, then they or qualifying began, sorry, they gave out the numbers, and it was very weird. And they weren't even in the same category. Some were like from 1 to 9, others were 10 to 99, others were even digit or 4 digits, and that was very. I'm gonna say it again. It wasn't consistent whatsoever, and well, this thing went on for a good 24, 25 years until well 1974, 1973, like that, and that system was a bit better. So this is the system. What was the system? So the second system for the 1974 season was a bit complicated. So buckle up, because this is listen up, okay? So for the it was no, no. So for the 1974 season, this was a very weird and very complicated. Wait, yeah. So for the 1974 season, this was very, very complicated. So please buckle up and whoa, it's gonna hurt my brain to say this. So basically, in 1974, they were basically called permanent number, permanent race numbers, basically, and so they would depend on the previous year's driver standings. So Lotus came first in 1973 for the 1973 season, so they were rocking the numbers 1 and 2, and then Tyrrell came second in the drivers standings, so they were rocking the numbers 3 and 4, and then so on and so forth. And so I guess that was it. It would just depend on the driver standings or the constructor standings, and that's the history of it. That's it, simple. Khalas. No, no. That's it, simple. We will not have to think about that ever again. Yeah, no. The following season for 1975, McLaren won with Emerson Fittipaldi. So what they had to do was Lotus and McLaren had to switch numbers. So Lotus was now 5 and 6, and McLaren were now 1 and 2 for the Formula One numbers. And then the for 1976, Ferrari won with Niki Lauda. Rest in peace, Niki Lauda. But Ferrari won, and so they had to switch numbers with McLaren. So now Ferrari were 1 and 2, and McLaren were like 11, 12. Are you guys still with me? Are you guys still here? Yeah, no, that was complicated. I think you guys can very well see what the problem was with this stupid system. It was crazy. It was very weird. So then came that whole system went on till 2014, and it was very, very very complicated. But for the third system, it was, I guess, a little better. So this is the third system. Now I think you guys can still. Now I think you guys can see the problem with this system. But anyways, so it went on till 1996. But then after 1996, it was another system, and that system was sort of weird. Not gonna lie. But what that system was, it was, well, whoever won the drivers' championship for 1995 would get the number one, and then the driver championship, no. So after 19, so the third system, which is not the last, so the third system was, well, the driver championship, no. So the third system was for 1997, and it went like this. So whoever came first in the drivers championship got the number one, and then their teammate got the number two. And then that's pretty simple, right? Well, after that, the 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 other numbers, for example, number two and three, number 3 and 4, number 5 and 6, like so on and so forth. That would be That would be so this. Yeah. So so for the third so for the third so for the third So for the third system, it was, well, whoever came first in the last year's driver championship would get the number one, and then the teammate would get the number two, and then uh, and then the number 3 and 4 would be depending on the next team's constructor championship, right? Are you still with me? So that would be considering on the that would be depending on their constructors championship, and then their, so like number 3 and 4 would be on constructors championship, number 1 and 2 would be on drivers championship, and that would basically mean the lower your number, the better ranked you are in Formula One, and I think you guys can see the problem with this already. Yeah, no, not many teams liked it. So in 2014, well, they just they just made life a lot simpler. The FIA just went and asked every driver their favorite number, and the FIA were like, "Hey, if we do this, then this, then this." They just sat down and figured out a whole bunch of words, and numbers. So the fourth system was much simpler. So the FIA just went and asked everybody, "Hey, what's your top three favorite numbers?" And then they just went, sat down, did a lot of work, and tried to give everybody one of their favorite numbers. And so that's why Lewis Hamilton has the number 4, and many. And so that's why Lewis Hamilton has the number 44. That's why. So the fourth system was much simpler. So what it was basically the FIA went and asked every driver's top 3 favorite numbers, and then they sat down and they just tried to give everybody one of their favorite numbers. So that's why Lewis Hamilton has the number 44, Valtteri Bottas has the number 77, Carlos Sainz has the number 55, Lando Norris has the number 4, and so on and so forth. And that is very permanent. So if Lewis Hamilton, let's say, went to Ferrari, he would still get the number 44. Let's say Carlos Sainz, he has the number 55. Let's say he went from McLaren to, I don't know, Toro Rosso, let's say, he would still get the number 55. So they're permanent. So that was the fourth and final. So that's the fourth and final. So that's the fourth and final system, and that's just much simpler and much better. And so, well, yeah, that was a very weird history of Formula One numbers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please chuck a like down below if you like this video. Subscribe. You guys know what to do. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Zad Ahmed out for now. Ahmed.